Hello, my name is Dior Ashley Brown on June 16th, visiting with DJ Boss Player on behalf of DC Music Summit and the Humanities DC Oral History Collaborative. DJ Boss Player.
What's poppin'? What's going on?
How are you feeling?
Hey, God is good. I'm here.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah, I'm so glad to have you here. Indeed, I'm so glad. Your
Thank
energy is like taking it up, and we love it.
Hey, I appreciate
Yeah,
that. You
yeah.
know, every day above ground is a good day.
Talk about it. All right, we have to be grateful.
Oh, that's the number one key to life.
Yeah, yeah,
That's where everything starts, you know? So,
yeah.
always an attitude of gratitude, most definitely. Yeah.
It's very important. Your name. What do you prefer people call you?
Yeah, I got so many nicknames.
Oh, so tell it.
I mean, look, if we're talking about music, like if
Yeah.
we're doing it in a business capacity on the DJ stuff, you know, DJ Boss Player, DJ Boss, all that is relevant. So I guess this is about my DJ persona, so that would be relevant for this situation. Any one of those would be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can call you DJ Boss Player. Oh,
Yeah.
Boss. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like Boss.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I like Boss too.
How'd you come up with Boss?
First of all, I'm just a big guy.
Yeah.
And I kind of just got that presence. I had to learn this as I got older. People just like just naturally in the street, people say, hey, what's up, boss? Like, you know, that's just always been the thing. So
Yeah.
I kind of turned that into my DJ name.
Yeah.
I'm a boss at playing music. And then I met this girl at the club where I was DJing at. And I was like, oh, my name DJ Boss Player. She's like, oh, I get it. You're not a player. You just boss a lot. And I was like, that's going on my website immediately.
Oh, I think I saw that on your website too. Wow.
Yeah, she's a Washington Wizards cheerleader or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was cool, man. I was like, yo, you getting mad props to that. I appreciate that.
Is she still playing, or is she still
I don't think she's still doing that now.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I really appreciated that tagline. That was legit.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I heard you mention earlier that your mom was from London.
She's from Wimbledon.
Wimbledon. Okay.
Yeah.
So where were you born?
I was born and my mom passed away in 2003. You know, God rest her soul.
Yes,
you know,
indeed,
very
yes.
beautiful woman,
My condolences,
angelic
yeah.
woman, greatest woman ever. But yeah, she was from Wimbledon. I was born in South Carolina.
Okay. Oh,
But
okay.
I grew up in the DMV. We moved to the DMV
Okay.
when I was 1.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is my real hometown.
Okay. And what part of the DMV?
Initially, I think we were in Southeast DC for a little while,
Okay.
but pretty quickly we moved to Silver Spring, and I've been in Silver Spring ever since.
Do you mind telling me what month and what year?
I can't give that out.
Okay.
I would. I just don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't remember the exact dates of everything. Like I was.
Oh no, the month and year you were born.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thought
I was
you
like,
meant the
wow,
month
you
and
one
year.
of those? Like
No,
my friends from Liberia, he kind of knows what time.
No, that's actually true. A lot of people in
Yeah.
Ghana don't know their birth date if you're born in a village
Mm-hmm.
because they just may not record it, so you may not know your birth date.
Yeah,
in some
yeah.
villages in Ghana, because my dad's from Ghana, he grew up in the village.
Okay.
But I was born October 10th, 1984.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
37
awesome.
years old.
Yeah.
Still feel like I'm 25.
Come on now.
Can't get out of the age of 25 for some reason. Just stuck right there.
That's right. Yeah, we said that. You know, good energy. It was a good time.
Yeah. Whoa, great times. Great time. Not gonna talk about it. That's another time, another interview, because that was good times.
So tell me a little bit about growing up, because you lived a little bit here and there.
I mean, so I had the best childhood ever is the first thing you could say.
Yeah.
Growing up for me was like the Cosby Show.
Wow.
My dad had a PhD. My mom had a PhD. We grew up in a really nice house.
Okay.
So it was really like clean cut. You know what I'm saying? I was like a more edgy version of Theo. Probably a little bit better at sports than Theo. A little bit cooler than Theo. But that was me in a nutshell. You know, my sister was just like Vanessa.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? My sister's really cool. She was a Harvard doctor and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it was I played a lot of sports. That was the main thing.
So just two siblings?
No, I had my sister from my mom and my dad.
Oh, okay.
And my dad was married before, and he had 4 sons.
Okay.
From his first marriage.
And did you guys all live together, or?
No, the 4 sons grew up in Ghana because that's where my dad was married first.
Got it.
Before he came to the States.
Okay.
But then 2 of them ended up coming to the U.S.
Yeah.
And living with us.
Okay.
But they've since moved on, and they're all grown now and everything like that.
Okay.
So,
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. So so you said it was like the Cosby Show. So, how did you get turned on to music? How did that?
That's interesting. I never thought about how it's kind of something that's always been there.
Okay.
You're just in the car and you're in the radio.
Yeah.
Hearing the radio. I just remember my earliest memory of music is riding with my dad in the car listening to Paul Simon. And then and he's like, "If you be my bodyguard," I sing it with him. "I will be your long lost friend," and we just sing it like in the car, driving around the city. That's a really popular song from back then.
Okay,
like, that song is if anybody from the '80s, huge record.
Yeah.
So we'd play that on repeat, and I'd sing it with him.
Yeah.
And that's my first. My dad, I think I get my musical side from.
Oh, okay.
Also, my mom. My mom would be driving around also listening to the radio.
Okay.
She listened to like oldies because she grew up in Wimbledon, like we just spoke about. So she would be listening to the Beatles, Motown, all those golden oldies and stuff like that. So that was like my foundation for music. And then I'm watching TV. I'm watching movies like what's the one with Spike Lee? I don't know why I'm going blank right now. With the boombox and Radio Raheem with Radio Raheem.
Crooklyn?
That's not Crooklyn. It's Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing. I'm tripping.
So so I was like, I want a boombox for my birthday. So my dad bought me a boombox, and that's when stuff got real. Because then I'm taking every little allowance I can get, and I'm going to FYE, Sam Goody, whatever. I'm buying CDs for my boombox, and buying tapes and CDs.
So hold on. Do you remember what type of boombox it was?
Sanyo.
Oh,
Sanyo.
wow.
It was black, all black.
Okay.
I just liked that it was all black.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you could detach the speakers and put them back on, and they had the 2 tape deck, and the CD and the radio, and you could record off the radio, and I would make my own mixtapes off the radio. So
I used to do the same thing.
Yeah, I would be in my room for hours, like waiting for that one song. Like, yes, boom, got it. Oh, yes. That would be the best feeling ever when you got that song you was waiting for.
Yeah, yeah.
But they repeated records a lot on the radio, so it's just I see why it was possible to make a whole mixtape within a day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when music, you said you were investing so much of money into the music you're picking. What were you pulling out? Like, what CDs were you getting or cassettes?
A lot of hip hop.
Okay, like who?
At first, it was a lot of Tupac and Nas.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Oh, for them, yeah.
When I got older, I remember my mom had heard about Biggie. I bought the Biggie CD. She took it from me.
Oh,
because she heard about it. She heard it was a bad influence.
Yeah, I've been there.
So she took that one from me. It's okay, Mom. Rest in peace, moms. I love you. But she took my Biggie CD. She's like, you can't have this.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about that is Biggie became one of my biggest influences because I'm a big guy. You know what I'm saying? Big dark-skinned guy with the boss player flows or whatever. So I kind of just looked at him as a role model for what I was doing as a DJ and, put that persona into what I'm doing, from Biggie. So I ended up buying a lot more Biggie, a lot of R&B too. Neo Soul, Erykah Badu, D'Angelo, some R&B like Drew Hill. I was a big Drew Hill fan because I knew they were from Baltimore.
Yeah, one of the best times.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. LL Cool J, I was buying everything. So
wow.
So much, I couldn't name them all. There was too many.
Wow.
Jay-Z a little bit later, I started buying a lot. It became I caught up on my Jay-Z collection later.
Yeah.
And then once I could burn CDs, forget about it. I was burning everything. I had literally everything I wanted because I knew where to get it from.
Yeah.
And I was that guy selling CDs at school and playing music at parties and stuff on my off a CD player or something like that. So.
Wow. Yeah. Yes, that was amazing time. What does the DMV mean to you?
DMV is the Washington metropolitan area.
Yeah.
I don't look. People debate about what the area is a lot. I don't like talk. I don't. No, don't talk to me about that. Like, if the metro does not stop where you're at, you're not DMV. I'm sorry. I would love to include Baltimore. Like, I ain't got no problem with Baltimore much.
Yeah.
I don't got a problem with Richmond. Like, I love y'all. I go there. We have good times. But you're not in the DMV. You're not. It's the metro got to go there. You know.
So how do you feel about Pusha? Have you seen the what is it, Drink Champs video with Pusha T?
I think I did see something about that, but I don't. You're gonna have to refresh my memory.
So Pusha T's on the Drink Champs video with Noriega. Noriega's asking him, DC or LA, and he says DC. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying all these different spots, and he's like he's pushing the DMV.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, DMV. And culture-wise, in terms of having a good time, you're going to have a good time in the DMV, in the DC area. Yeah. You're going to have a good freaking time partying around here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Justin LeBoy was out here tweeting his life away like, oh, my God, I'm having so much fun in DC. From the brunch to the next party to the after party. Oh, my God. I can't even breathe, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, DC's always going to be a good time. We got the most beautiful ladies in the country, hands down. That's not even close. All them Howard chicks, all the UMD chicks, GW, Georgetown, everybody nah, it's not.
DMV's got it.
Yeah, we won. We got the crown.
Was it a term that you grew up hearing too? DMV?
Nah, not early on.
What did you hear growing up?
I heard Washington metropolitan area.
Okay.
Or DC or just Maryland or just Silver, or just where you were at. It was not a collective. Mm-hmm. Somewhere around when I started DJing, I think it was the first person I heard really promoting it was Dre All Day in the Paint. Mm. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He remembered maybe DJ Rob also was promoting it pretty heavy with Target Squad. Yeah. They were the ones really pushing it, trying to get some unity so we get some power behind what we were doing.
Did you work with those two teams?
Yeah, I've done some things with them, whether not necessarily maybe business, but in DJ Rob definitely. I've DJ'd some of his events. He's come on my radio show. Mm-hmm. I've had Dre All Day in the Paint on my radio show. Mm-hmm. So we've worked in you could say that in a way, yeah.
Yeah, and did you when you were had them on on the show? Were you kind of creating the culture when you were bringing those types of folks on the show? Or
the funny thing is, I never looked at it as creating culture. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I just kind of looked at it as me doing it in my own way. Yeah. The way I know how to do things. Because really, you only know how to do things the way you know how to do things.
Because that's pretty authentic. Like DJ Rob, Dre All Day in the Paint. At the time, they were really pushing out shows locally.
Yeah, they're big time. You know what I'm saying? For the DMV, they're both really, really big. Yeah. And it's I don't even know, honestly, how I attracted these type of guests. I would just reach out and they would say yeah. So that should go as a lesson to anybody watching right now. It doesn't hurt to ask. Just you got to I was smart enough to know I had a platform at least. Yeah. I'm at WMUC 88.1 FM at the University of Maryland. That sounds official. Yeah. Come at them the right way. Send them an email, send them a text you want to come through for an interview? All right.
And
that's it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So calendar stay full.
I got mad interviews just by doing that. Just send an email.
Wow.
And people are how you get all these interviews? I sent the email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what your average listener was during the time? Average. Okay.
It was hard to tell because it's FM over.
Okay.
You can't really count that unless you. Even major radio stations have difficulty counting ratings on FM. Yeah. They use some kind of weird meter that goes around and tracks who's listening as you go around, and it's a weird system. But I know online we had at least thousands. You know what I'm saying? At our height when we were really popular. Mm-hmm. Every week we might have 1,000, a couple thousand. Wow. Because we were the number one radio show at the University of Maryland at the time. So we were getting it popping. I was also the DJ for the Juke Joint.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember that too.
Yeah, open mic night.
Yeah.
So I was in there almost every month, and then we'd hand out flyers at that joint. I shouted out on the mic. And we were also throwing parties at the station.
Okay.
So it all worked in conjunction to make me a popular guy and make the show a popular show. Wow. Because all this stuff was going on. It's who is Boss Player? I see this guy everywhere. This guy's doing everything. Yeah. So it's a shout out to my team at the time, Jay Hayes, DJ Glory, DJ Diamond, B-Man Richardson, Joe Money came through for a little bit, Amberly, Kelsey.
Wow.
It was a big squad. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. Robin, Sierra, Kelly. It was a big team. Like, we just had everybody just pitch in, just spread the word.
Wow. Do you know what your demographic was?
Probably just the hip hop generation.
Okay.
They encompassed everyone, but basically millennials, maybe a little bit younger.
Yeah. How did you know you wanted to be a DJ?
That's funny. I didn't know. I kind of became a DJ by accident.
And I guess that's kind of two-part too, because you're a radio host too.
Yeah.
So I guess both the DJ that spins.
That's actually a good story. So let me.
Yeah.
Okay. You'd like to hear it? Here it goes.
Yeah.
All right. So you gotta understand, I come from an academic family.
Yeah.
I just told you both of my parents had PhDs, but they're level 10. Like, my mom had a Harvard PhD in education. My dad had a PhD in economics. Worked at the World Bank. Really popular at the World Bank.
Wow.
My sister went to Harvard. You know, my auntie my mom's sister was in the Museum for Pioneers in Medicine in England. You know what I'm saying? Her daughter's a doctor. So you're not doing music. You see what I'm saying? That's my family's like, you're not doing that. Like, you need to be a doctor, lawyer, senator, anything but a freaking DJ. So that wasn't even in my frame of mind. But I still had this inclination towards music just by nature. Who knows where it came from? But I just loved music. I was like, it was such a huge part of my day. Like I told you, back to those boom boxes with the CDs. I spent all my allowance on CDs and maybe a couple sodas and some Snickers bars and then CDs.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that was it. You know, so I'm going through campus. It's been like a couple years. I'm on campus, maybe 2 or 3, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do in my life? I switched majors a few times. So I don't know what I want to do. And they had this thing called the First Look Fair, which is where they put out all the clubs and organizations.
Oh yeah.
On the mall on campus, and you get to talk to people. So I'm walking around like, maybe there's something here that'll inspire me. And I look, there's the radio station table right there. It's WMUC. And I remember my uncle, he worked at BBC. He was like, at BBC Radio, he was like, you have a really good radio voice. You should consider radio. So I was like, all right. So I talked to them. I was like, yo, how do I get I was like all squirrely because I'm younger at the time. Like, oh, how do I get a show on the late night? You know, maybe in the middle, in the middle of the night. You know, just something small to get started. And then they're like, oh, just come to the open house, and that's where you apply for a show or whatever. So I was like, all right. I didn't know what this was, what I was walking into. So I go to this open house. There's a line wrapped around the studio. I'm like, oh.
Wow.
I'm not going to get a show. So I get in there. I remember Scott Maxwell was in there. Shout out to Scott. We're still friends. He was the general manager at the time. I tell him my idea for a show. I said, I want to do local artists. I even had that thought already. I was like, I want to do local artists and put a spotlight on the area and just talk about, underground or just cool music and whatever. He's like, all right, cool. We'll let you know. So they ended up giving me a show, though.
Wow.
On the digital stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this is where I kind of became DJ Boss Player in this exact moment because I had to fill out my information for the show, for the station.
Okay.
And it said DJ name. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm a DJ?
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't I ever think about DJing? I always bring the music to the parties.
Right.
I always got all the stuff.
Yeah.
I love music. I'm up on the artists early. I tell all my friends about them.
Yeah.
Why don't I be a DJ?
Yeah.
So I had to think of my DJ name on the spot, and that's when I literally came up with Boss. I knew I wanted Boss in there because everybody calls me Boss. And I was like, I'm a boss of playing music. There, DJ Boss Player. I typed it in, and I was like, all right, I guess that's who I am. You know what I mean? But it started my show. The first show I started was called Boss Hog Radio.
I remember hearing that.
Thank you. And the general manager Scotty was like, "Oh, you're a natural, bro. You sound real good." And I remember Toby from Flyboy Radio. They had a pop and hip hop radio show before us. He just randomly told me in the studio, he was like, "Dog, you sound like 95.5 already, bro." I was like, really, dog? I was like, yeah. I was like, that's a bet, And then that's when my wheels get turned. I'm like, maybe I could turn this into something else. I've always just reached out to people I know.
Yeah.
So within the immediate circle. So I hit my boy John up because I just know he does music. He wants to rap. I was like, anybody who's a DJ? and he linked me up with his boy DJ Glory,
Okay.
who I think I'd already met before. And he's like, yeah, he does vinyl DJing. He's from Harlem. He does vinyl DJing. He can show you what to do. He's the guy who first taught me how to really get busy and do anything. And then I got DJ Glory on the show. And then I tried out a bunch of friends to be my co-host. Yeah. And my boy Jay Hayes, Chris Hayes, came on. I was like, man, this is the guy right here. He was so funny. It was so natural. And I was like, so the first crew of the show was me, Jay Hayes, and DJ Glory, and we even had a graffiti artist, B-Man, who does graffiti.
Yeah.
And he was our flyer designer and stuff like that. So it's like we was original hip hop. It was just like it just came together.
Wow.
You know, so and we didn't know what we were doing. We was like, we just gonna have fun. So
yeah, that's right.
And then we just started reaching out to artists, they coming on, and it just started blowing up, and all of a sudden we got these major artists on there. It's like I didn't anticipate any of it.
Wow.
I didn't plan any of it.
Yeah.
But I think this is just a hint for also people trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
It shows what you can do if you just take a risk.
Take a risk.
Because I didn't have to go to that open house. And when I saw that line, I could have been like, I could have turned around.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, just go for it. Like, just see what's going to happen, you know?
Yeah, you lived out on faith.
Yeah, you know, I didn't know what was going on. I had never heard about the station from anyone.
Wow.
I literally never heard of the station before that I saw it at that table.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to see what's up. And just whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So
Yeah, you took full advantage of that moment. That's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So you talked about, grabbing from your network.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't know, but DC has a quite extensive, expansive music layout.
Yeah.
How did the city support you? As a musician as a whole, not so much just at the radio station, but
I just feel like support for me has always been natural.
Okay. Yeah.
I've never complained about my level of support. Like I've always taken everything as a positive. So anything that comes, great. I appreciate it.
Wow.
It's never been like, oh, I deserve more, or that's crazy to me. Literally, it's kind of like the energy you put out is the energy you get back. Because I've thrown a bunch of parties.
Yeah.
And nobody showed up, and that's fine because it just wasn't that night.
Yeah.
But I've also done other parties where you couldn't even get in and walk around because there's too many people there.
Yeah.
So
right.
I never took it on the chin like, oh, you didn't support me that one party. It's like that just wasn't the hot party that night, bro. Like let it go. Like if you're gonna take the night where it was at capacity and all the tables sold out, you gotta take the night where there's 10 people in there just jamming to your tunes. You know, so for me the support has always been natural. It's like I have myself, and I always give credit to the people around me because I usually collaborate a lot when I do things. Yeah. So I get my friends to help me. Yeah. It's always a friendship and a family thing with me when I do an event. Yeah. So I reach out to people I rock with, and I'm like, yo, you want to do this, and this? This is the game plan. We're going to this, and this. Yeah. And let's see if it goes off. Yeah. Most of the time it goes off. So I remember the first parties we threw at the University of Maryland. We didn't know what we were doing yet again. And I had two of my friends from Nimburu, the Nimburu Cultural Center. They were working there. They were two really popular guys, Thomas Dawson and Dwayne Wallace. Okay. And they had just become Qs. Okay. So they were literally the two most popular. All three of us were like the three most popular guys, black guys at the University of Maryland. Yeah. So I was like, look, I hit up the GM. They gave us this space to use a party. Yeah. What we gonna do? We got me for music. You gotta bring the people out. And then Thomas is like, he'll work the door, and Dwayne will run point on stuff. Yeah. And like, man, that don't, you couldn't even move in there. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But it's just organic. Everything. Organic. I'm a big fan of doing things organically. Yeah. And like, maybe if things were to go to another level, you could add more, make it more deliberate, and add more types of things to it, make it more professional and other things like that, and contracts and things. I do operate with contracts when I do DJing and events and things like that. But where I'm at right now, it's really a friendship and a family thing. Like we don't do stuff too big. Yeah. You know, just make everyone have a good time.
That's what it's about too. And I appreciate so much your outlook. You know what you said, like, I mean, this one didn't work, the other one was a different party. I love that outlook. So you may feel a little funny about this next question, but DC artists have to leave to get love. How do you feel about that phrase, and have you heard it before?
That you got to unpack that statement because there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is.
Because I can still answer. First of all, the industry's not here like in other areas.
Right.
So that's a real legitimate reason why you might have to leave.
Yes.
Not even in terms of the public supporting you.
Yeah.
Just because if you're in New York,
Yeah.
you could take an Uber to that guy's office and have that meeting.
Yeah.
You can go to I literally went to New York with DJ Money. Shout out DJ Money.
Yeah.
We go to Ice Cream, take an Uber over to Black Bottle Boys with Rick Ross. Take an Uber over to Universal in one day.
In one day.
You can't do that in DC. Those offices are not here.
No.
So from a corporate, like commercial, like professional standpoint, that's probably why you might need to leave. Not even from the people supporting you on that level. You know, you go to LA, it's the same thing. You can shoot around everywhere. You'll meet a bunch of people and get stuff done. Yeah. Atlanta, same thing. Shoot around. Miami, shoot around. Yeah. DC is just not on that level where those people are just not here with those offices. The brick and mortar offices are not here like that.
Yeah.
So you might have to relocate just to get more work done. Like, you can go to LA, catch a wave, end up in all these people's different studios, and all of a sudden end up in Dr. Dre's studio. Like, I've heard that story before from an artist. I'm dead ass.
Okay.
I've heard him say he went to LA, went to one guy's studio, they liked it, went to another guy's studio, they liked it, and now he's at Dr. Dre's house.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, so it's just, that's different. That's a whole nother level that DC is just not on right now. In terms of the public getting on, I think that's really much anywhere. I love people so much, but the masses, people are generally followers, just in general. So they don't know what to think for themselves. Somebody got to think for them and tell them what to like half the time. Okay. That's why marketing works. That's why promotion works. That's why commercials work. It's basically saying, look at this. This is good. So you've seen it before. So now you're on the shelf in the supermarket like, oh, I know this product. I saw it on TV. Let me get it. You see what I'm saying? There's all kinds of marketing and promotion that needs to go into what you do. You got to put the money behind your marketing and promotion to get the results you want. Like, just making posts on social media ain't going to do it. I hate to break it to some of these artists. Just making posts on social media, that's just not it. And you can't demand support.
Can you actually bring that back again with the marketing part? You said...
like, just making posts on social media without actually putting money behind what you're doing, that's not going to get the job done as an artist. You got to do more than that. Even if you do promotion on social media, you should probably do an ad campaign and pay for more ads so it'll reach more people because it's a numbers game at the end of the day. You know? And I don't know, I lost my train of thought, but sorry about that. It's okay.
Yeah, so you were talking about, you know, artists on social media with a post, and then because right before that, it just triggered me when you said they have to go about doing something else for marketing. Like to advance themselves to go a little further because DC doesn't have to just pull up brick and mortar spaces to go to is what you were going into.
I think where I was going is that you can't demand that people like you or support you or follow you. That's not fair. Don't do that. I really suggest that artists not do that. You got to be the change you wish to see, first of all. So who are you supporting? Would you like if somebody hit your DM was like my page, support it, come to my show? Just think on a basic human level. Say some guy you don't know from Adam. It's like, you should support me. I'm great. Like my page. Right. Like, come to my show. Pay $15 to come to my show. Like, nigga, who are you? I don't know you. I got Drake tickets right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to really be careful with that. Like, nobody owes you anything. DC, I'm not saying that DC artists deserve support from DC public or they don't. I'm not saying either one. But I'm just saying understand the nature of what's going on and use it to your advantage. Because it is the way it is. So first of all, understand the industry's not here. Second of all, understand you got to convince them, not the other way around. Because they got options. That's just what it is. They got a million options. I could pull up this phone right now and be having a great old time looking at a whole bunch of stuff.
That's true.
You know, so like people got options and it's like just if you want to get support, give support. That's another part of it too. Be the change you wish to see. So if you want people to support you, support other people. And really just use creative marketing. Be creative with what you do. That's another thing. Like, if you do something that's different that catches people's attention, they're gonna remember that, and they're like, "Let me check this guy out." And you may have to come at them again and again and again and again and again before they rock with you.
Yeah.
Then the people don't just rock with people meet off the first time they see you.
Yeah.
You know, like people have to see you again and again and again before they really support you. Like it might even be your own friend. Like I just started a podcast right now. Again, like the Pop Culture Revolution, I just relaunched it. That post on Pop Culture Revolution has like 2 likes. I don't care.
You're right. You can't.
Like what else? But guess what? I'm gonna post. Guess what? Next week it's gonna have 3 likes.
That's right.
Next week it's gonna have 4 likes.
That's right.
Next week, and then when I'm ready, I'll start paying for ads.
Yeah.
There's a process. You can't expect things to just happen just because you want them to happen. Like you just deserve for it to happen. You got to put your work in and let it build organically and let it grow.
Yeah.
And reach out. Another important thing, I'm gonna give people a gem right here.
Okay.
Because I learned about the game. I'm gonna be really honest. I wasn't always such a nice guy, but I learned be nice. Just be nice. Like being an a-hole can literally ruin your career. I'm not gonna name names because I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I know about artists right now who we wish would have blown up for the DMV, and the word around town is they're not blowing up because of their attitudes. You know what I mean? And it's like, I had to learn that myself.
Yeah.
I was a promoter at Love Nightclub. That's right next to my promotion partner, Uzoma. Shout out my homie Uzoma. And Chris Masters or whatever. So he comes up to me, "Hey, what's up, boss player?" I just stood there like this. I'm like, "What's up?" Like, "Yo, I saw you at the party, man." I was like, "Yeah, all right." And it's like, and he walked off. And I was like, "Why did you do that?" I was like, "I didn't know him. I felt uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to just dab up people I don't know." He's like, "What are you talking about, bro? That's exactly what you're supposed to do." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't know them, if you don't remember where you know them from, be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that person is going to tell another person how it was when they met you. And that's gonna be your reputation. And you're trying to be a whole freaking DJ, and if you're an a-hole, how are people gonna come to your parties if they don't even like you? Nobody's gonna want to even come be around you. So really, literally now, if I go to a person, they may know me, I may not even know this person. My friends can always tell what I'm doing. And I'm like, "Hey, what's up, boss? Hey, what's up, man? How you? Good to see you, man. Everybody good? All right, good to see you, man." It sounds fake. It sounds fake. But it's just like being a politician. That's what he told me. Like, you got to be a politician in the streets. Yeah. You got to be like Mayor Muriel Bowser. Like, you gotta smile and kiss the babies.
Running for a campaign.
Like, that's a part of being an artist that these artists don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of these artists want to be trappers and have a hard attitude. That's cool. Do that. Do you? That's a whole nother lane. That's a whole nother type of thing. I'm not even going to get into all that. That's not my thing.
Right.
But for the most part, if you want to be successful, just be nice. Just be cool, you know?
Yeah. So with what you're saying, it's kind of perfect this next question. So you've managed or worked with a few artists.
Yes.
Can you talk about the few you've managed or worked with?
The first one that most people know me for working with was Logic.
Okay.
That story goes, he sent me, he tweeted me his music video. I liked it. It was very good. It was an overnight scenario. It's not up anymore.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I said, "Come on my radio show for an interview." He came on. He sent me a couple more records. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, this guy bars. I was like, wow. I was an instant fan of Logic, and I still am.
Yeah.
He could rap. He
could
just rap his ass off.
Yeah.
All the Logic haters just admit it. Like, he can rap his ass off. Like, give him that much.
Give him that much.
Even if you don't like him, just like he can rap.
Yeah.
So I was like, we literally went to IHOP that night after the radio show. And we just solidified the fact that I was going to be his DJ. And then some old clips recently popped up of me at Joe's Crab Shack. That was like one of our first gigs together. I got him on some local shows. I served a really good presence for him because of my size and intimidation with going to venues. He told me he had social anxiety at the time. He put this in his book. He recently shouted me out in his book because we had a falling out. People would always be like, "Oh, Logic's an a-hole. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at him for you, bro. I'm mad at him for you." I'm like, "Don't worry about it." Because in my mind, I knew the nature of our relationship, and it would always come full circle. So recently, he reached out to me through his book, and he just told my story in his book and said I really helped him out, helped pay for a lot of things he needed. And he said, something really nice in the back in terms of where he was thanking people. He thanked me. He said he wouldn't even be where he's at without me. So I was like, So I screenshot. I took a picture, put it on my Instagram, whatever. You know, said thanks to Logic. You know what I mean? I didn't even have his new number or anything, so that was the only way I could reach him. Then he reached out to me. He called me. They said, Logic wants to, his manager hit me up like, Logic wants to hit you up. I was like, that's a bet. He called me. We had a good conversation. He's like, yo, I'm about to fly you out to Utah, bro. Because he was in Utah at the time. He flew me out first class to Utah. We worked on some things. Can't talk about it. Top secret.
Okay.
But
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But
yeah.
That's the first guy that really gave me my credibility. You know what I mean? Because when people saw, a lot of people were doubting him, and I was like, "This is an easy one. Y'all can't even tell this dude gonna blow up. Like y'all stupid. Like I could tell. Like, and that's where a lot of people recognize my ear for music and spotting artists before they actually blow up and stuff like that. And right now, I'm working for an artist named Born Eye.
Okay.
That's like my brother from another mother. He's from Ghana. As well. He's from Silver Spring as well. We released the album In This Moment. I was executive producer on the project.
Okay.
It's doing pretty good numbers from what I could see. I can't remember the numbers right now. But he's had songs that have a couple million plays before already. So he's doing his thing for an up-and-coming level, you know. So can't wait for that check to come.
So what have you done to advance those artists? Like at the beginning with Logic's career, and then if you can go into Born Eye today.
You'd be surprised. But the number one thing you need to do for artists is give them moral support. That's really the main thing. Because they're so insecure, man. Every artist I've ever met was insecure, especially about their music. Half of dealing with an artist is just remind them that they're dope. And you're not lying to them because they are dope. Because if you weren't dope, I wouldn't talk to you. But it's like, nah, we could be friends, but I wouldn't help you with music. But you know, like, just that's really half the job. Is just when just remind them they're dope. When people come at them with the negativity, you throw some positivity at them.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man, this dude said that, man. F that guy. You're the man. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So moral support. So what about just, literally in the scene? How were you able to advance their careers on the scene?
There's actual real things you do. One, I might be responsible for finding beats for them.
Okay.
That's a logistical thing I do. I might even work with my producer and get them a beat. I have a production team, Black Tiger with DJ Danger. We're making beats. Holla at us. I might set up a show for them.
Yeah,
that's a real big thing I do. Social media campaigns with them.
Yeah,
just give them advice about about marketing and branding and what direction to go in. I might A&R a project for them. In essence, what I did with Born on the In This Moment project, I A&R'd that and did a few more things and got the executive producer title.
So was it harder when you were pushing out Logic?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. Now I kind of have a better idea, but I'm still learning. I've read books on it, read articles on it, done a lot of Googling, and just experience. I'm also working with an artist right now named Godiva. She's dope. We don't have anything on paper yet, but she's legitimate. She's got a song out right now called One Man, One Woman. One Man, Woman. It's an Afrobeat record. It's got already like 10,000 plays on YouTube off the strength, like with no real extra promo like that. So she's talented. She's a gorgeous woman. She got like 250,000 followers on Instagram already, just off looks. So yeah, check her out. You get better as you go along. It's just like anything else.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, I made a lot of errors, I think, with Logic. Yeah. It still got off, though.
Yeah.
If I knew what I knew now, back then, I think I'd still be on Logic's team.
Yeah.
Because not to give him, I'm not trying to take anything from him, Like, I wasn't ready at that time to be at the level he was going to be at. So everything happened for a reason. We needed that time apart.
So did you bring him to kind of meet those people at that level at point in time where you had to release him to the next level, or?
Other people reached out to him as well.
Oh, okay, got it.
So he had his own man. I was in the mix. Yeah. But he had his own manager that connected with a lot of people.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. And I guess what I'm getting to, did you feel like there was some infrastructure in DC at the time?
A little. There were some labels we went to and we met with. Yeah. But like compared with when I went to New York with DJ Money,
so you did have to leave.
Yeah, it's like it's not even a question. Yeah, that's definitely the first thing I was trying to say is like the infrastructure is the hardest part about DC. It's not here like that.
Right. Yeah. So were there or have there been industry events in the DC DMV area during your career that helped to advance you too?
Broccoli City.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to Jermone Williams, one of the founders. He give me that press pass, and I make a recap. We made some recap videos.
Yeah, yeah.
And that just gives you some notoriety, so give you some exposure.
Yeah.
Some practice about interviewing celebrities. I interviewed some celebrities at that through his press pass.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. So, wow, right then and there, wasted no time. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting that back.
You guys just have courage, man. Don't be scared. Celebrities are regular people, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just like talking to anybody else. Just have a conversation,
Yeah.
That's what I always tell people when they ask me, like, how do you do an interview? But I just talk to them, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Be good. Yourself. Yeah. Yeah, that's honest. Do you think the music scene in DC has changed over the years?
Absolutely.
And how so?
When I was coming up in high school, it was all go-go. That's what we did for fun, little private school butts. Thought we was hard. Going to Mad Chef and yeah, we gonna be cool, man. We get in a fight, stick together. Say I have a pep talk in the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
They used to make you spit into a trash can to see if you had razor blades in your mouth.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that part. But yeah, Go-Go ran everything back then. Yeah. And it wasn't until Wale really blew it up that hip-hop started having a voice. Yeah. So people got to give Wale more credit for that.
Okay.
Give him some credit. He took the Go-Go records from the radio. That's how he got radio play. Blew up off that. Then introducing real traditional hip-hop records. Yeah. And all of a sudden we have a hip-hop scene. And it's like, give Wale more credit than y'all giving him. Like, he also tried to put on some other artists. Didn't work out so much. I'm going to leave that alone. Yeah. But give Wale some credit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's trying.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And I met him a couple times. He's cool. He's trying.
He's trying.
Yeah.
We all trying. We all grinding out here. So I wanted to go into longevity in the industry. Yeah. What do you believe an artist needs to have a long career, longevity in their career?
It's funny. Why is this the answer on the top of my head? But it's there, so I'll go with it. I think there's 3 things you need. Major things. You need creativity, originality, and artistry. And probably a 4th thing, you got to know how to stay relevant and reinvent yourself. Because Jay-Z today is not the same Jay-Z from Reasonable Doubt. No. If he was the same Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z, he's phased out. Yeah. He's not even getting to play no more. Yeah. And now he sounds like 444 and dropping bars on Pusha T songs, and it's like, oh, he the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like all those things together.
Yeah, oh, that's strong.
You definitely, one thing you definitely can't be if you want to have longevity is be a copycat.
Yeah, oh no, yeah.
Because that's gonna wear off. You can't be no wave rider, no trend hopper. Then you'll just go out with the trend or the wave. And you won't be able to bounce back. So stick to your guns. Be you. Yeah. Like my college roommate said, stick to your guns. Perry, he's always like, I like you, boss player. But my name was Banu back then. That's my high school nickname. I like you, Banu. You stick to your guns. You always stick to your guns. I like that.
That's too cool.
Shout out to Perry.
Do you feel artists today have more access to infrastructure?
Yeah, now absolutely. Yeah. You can find somebody's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, email. Like you can find a way now.
Yeah.
I even found a phone number one time, and I got through. And I was like, oh my God, I had my head. I was like, I actually got through. Whose number was it? It was some big executive. I was trying to get Logic for a meeting. Somebody huge. It was somebody huge.
Wow.
Yeah. I want to say literally like on the level of a Quincy or a Russell. Like somebody, I got a hold of their phone number through a Google search, and I called, and I was like, "Hi, this is." I just put on my best like white guy voice, like, "Hi, this is representing Logic for the meeting with. Just wanted to pass me through real quick." She put me through there. I was like, yeah, Logic is here in D.C., Washington metropolitan area. And It's like I didn't have nothing to say. It's like send you an email with his record if you'd like to hear that, as soon as possible. I used to do stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's too cool. That's too cool. You gotta go hard or go home. You gotta go hard. I love it. I love it.
Only one life to live, man.
Come on. Do you believe that there's sustainability in music, having a career in the DMV or DC particular?
You gotta move.
Gotta move.
You gotta move. You don't have a choice. Right now, it's just not here.
Mm-hmm.
In New York or LA, I would say is the best bet. I would really go to LA.
Yeah.
Because then there's other opportunities in LA on top of music. So you might want to be an actor. You might want to do this, do that.
Yeah.
Be in a commercial.
Yeah.
I don't know. So.
Yeah, spread your wings. How do you measure success?
I think that's always a personal definition.
Yeah.
My dad always told me a real man is successful when he has responsibility. Are you responsible for your family? Can you take care of your family? Yeah. So if you can take care of your family and y'all good and y'all not struggling, y'all not suffering, you pretty much winning already. Like if y'all got abundance and y'all thriving, you're killing the game, So whatever your field, whatever you do, if your kid's like, yo, I need shoes, you got the shoes?
Yeah.
I need to go on this trip for class. You got the money?
Yeah.
Then, hey, you winning, bro.
Yeah.
You did it, So don't think you got to be Jay-Z or Diddy or something for one of the Kardashians to be successful. Like, there's making $70K.
Yeah.
And you're living life and you're good. And you go on one vacation a year, man. You're doing the damn thing.
Yeah. I agree. How do you feel artists or other music industry professionals can thrive?
That's a personal situation.
Absolutely.
Like, first of all, do you even have the talent? Is this even what you're supposed to be doing? This is the hard part. Like, some of y'all not supposed to be doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I even had to learn that to a degree. I wanted to be DJ Khaled. Probably not going to happen at this point, but...
I don't know. With your personality, I don't know. I think I can see you hanging out with Khaled straight up. Yeah, I'm trying to let you talk, but I could totally.
I appreciate that. But either way, I have a backup plan. Like I'm doing IT. I graduated from college, so I got other things to sustain me until so I can still pursue that.
Yeah,
I'm still going for it, absolutely, But some people no, you're not gonna be an actor. You're not gonna be a star rapper or a star singer. That's just not what was in the cards for you. This is where your spirituality and your faith comes in. Like, what do you believe in? Because I believe in God, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I follow the Bible, and what I was taught from the scriptures is that everyone has a purpose.
Yeah.
So if it's not your purpose, the most important thing you want to be in life is aligned with your purpose.
Yeah.
And people get distracted by the flashing lights of Hollywood and like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing Hollywood, and it's like, nah, just figure out, don't worry about that. Just look at yourself and go look in the mirror and be like, what are my talents? What are my gifts? Yeah. Take inventory of what you could do and try to figure out what to do on your life based on that. Like, what am I here for, really? And then it's what the scripture says is that'll be what fulfills you more than anything in life. You'll always be taken care of by God. So you won't have nothing to worry about. So instead of worrying about how do I be Jay-Z or Michael Jordan or whoever, worry about how do I be me? How do I be the best version of me? And then all that will take care of itself. Worrying about sustaining stuff, God will sustain you,
Come on.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about fans buying tickets to your shows. God will take care of you if you're doing what he needs you to do. If you're in step with your will, his will, your will is his will, so.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. I can't tell anybody to ascribe to what I believe in.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. So just do it like that. I feel like you can't really fail.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that is such a strong note to leave on. Wow. And it gave me so much energy. It was like, yeah, that's right. We take it care of out here. Is there anything else that you feel like you want to talk about that we didn't cover?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like music today, if I had one thing I could leave, if I had the choice of changing one thing about the music industry.
Yeah, there we go.
It's too much copycat stuff going on. It's become way over commercialized. It's just over commercialized.
Yeah.
the umbrella companies is up here and they moving the puppets down below like this. Artists come out want to do a certain record. They're like, no, you can't do that. That's not gonna sell. And it's like, why are you telling this artist what to do? You would sit behind a computer,
exactly,
analyzing charts.
That's
and
how
you like,
found them.
Yeah,
Right.
like you think you know anything about music? You never made a song in your life. You don't even listen to music probably. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
and it's like. And then it's not just the executive's fault. The artists look at other artists who blow up. Like they look at Lil Baby. Oh, I want to get on, so I'm gonna make music like Lil Baby. I want you to tell me how many Lil Babies we have right now. And then 42 Doug does a record.
There's 10 at least.
How many more 42 Dougs do we have?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like we just talked about, have a long career. My plea to artists would be creative, original, artistic. All three of those: creative, artistic, original. Learn how to stay relevant, reinvent yourself. I mean, you can't lose, you know. Then take a risk on yourself. Don't just do it because you're gonna get a quick check. It's hard for some niggas to fall back to not do that because they're coming from tough situations. Yeah. And these dudes are coming at them like, well, we'll give you $500,000 if you do what we tell you to do. And they're not even reading the contract. So it's like, it's a dirty game. But I just wish, give artists more power. That's what I would really want if I could do anything.
And you feel like artists don't have power?
No.
And I mean, is that the problem of the label or the exec, or that they're not informed or informed how to read their contract or what to do when they're...
That's the structure. We have major artists out here who sell big records complaining about record labels owning them. Logic himself, we just spoke about him, went on a rant on his Instagram about how Def Jam owed him money and telling him what to do. Meek Mill was complaining about what his record label was doing for him. A lot of people are saying that Kendrick album that just came out was an FU album to the label. Like, that's why it's not good. Because it's the last one. He didn't even want them to make no money off the album. Because he's about to leave. So it's not. That's why he didn't make a good album and the next album about to be fired. You know, this is what people in the industry are saying. So it's like, why are artists having to go through this? Right. Like, they'll really tank they'll really take away some of your budget just so you can't leave.
Yeah.
They really try to control people like that.
Okay, if you feel that artists have lack of have access to so much infrastructure now, why do we still feel like there's so much control? I
mean, that's in DC in particular,
or even generally. I'm even asking, nationally.
Because they have the money.
Because they have the money. Who has the money?
The labels.
The labels have the money.
Because in order to get on, you need money. We just spoke about you need money for marketing and promotion, and these artists don't have it. And these labels come to you with like, I'll give you a $500,000, $1 million check, $250,000 check. So the artists are not. It's hard for them to say no to that.
Because they also don't know what
comes with it,
and to handle their business.
Yeah, and that business is a hard business to handle.
Yeah,
without that infrastructure.
Yeah.
You got to dot a lot of I's, cross a lot of T's, write a lot of contracts. Yeah. That's a world that's really murky. It's hard to deal with. And so those label dudes are on it. They know exactly how to handle that.
Is there an artist that you admire now who, dead or alive, really handled their business well that you have watched their career?
I think Jay-Z.
Okay.
I mean, that's the obvious example.
And tell me why Jay-Z.
Because he got ownership from the very beginning. They didn't want to sign him, so he's like, we'll sell it ourselves with Dame Dash and Biggs and all that. And then they get so big, they have the clout and they have the leverage to go to the label. Let's get a joint venture with Def Jam. So they get part ownership of the label, 50%. Pretty sure it was 50%. So from in the beginning, he came in as an owner. So when they blew up, he's getting huge amounts of money. We remember how shocked we were at the numbers Jay-Z was doing financially when he first started blowing up, because that's what was in the paperwork. So he had that taken care of, and the Dame is a huge part of that.
Yeah.
So Jay-Z handled it real well. Even now, he got Tidal.
So what is a good artist who, has the talent, has the creativity? What do you think like their toolkit team needs to be? Like, what do they need to have in-house?
I actually read a book about that. It's All You Need to Know About the Music Business by this guy named Passman. First guy you need to get is a manager.
Yeah.
because they're gonna just handle all the little wet work, the little stuff you need to get done. Then you need an attorney.
Yeah.
A really good attorney too. Somebody who knows people and knows the business. Like he knows really famous people, like that are showing that they're successful. Don't just go with Joe Schmo.
Now, organically, from like a story maybe in your background, where have you seen that? Where have you seen that exist? Like where you've seen, okay, they've got those things together. Like maybe just right in front of you, maybe not a super duper artist yet, but
actually, I know it's gonna sound corny, but my artist Born Eye.
Okay, yep.
His attorney works with some pretty famous people. I don't know if I'm allowed to speak on who they are.
Okay.
But they're like legends in rock and roll, and that's his attorney. He's got a really good manager. I feel like I'm a good member of the team. He's got a good assistant. His assistant be handling shit like a boss. He delegates real well to the rest of us. He's a really good leader. Yeah.
Do you think that DMV artists or DC artists have an advantage, even in this area at all? Do you feel like they have an advantage? Like, I think you mentioned like taking advantage of what you have.
There is an advantage to being here, even though you're not in LA. Imagine if you lived in Omaha, Nebraska. That would be way harder to get off. Where the hip hop shows at?
Right. We should laugh because I don't know Omaha. I just think Omaha. And I'm like, what's Omaha?
I don't think they got none. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So there is stuff to take advantage of in DC, and the people are here. This is still Chocolate City on the low. Everybody just moved to the outskirts, but they're not in the city no more. But they're around. Yeah. It's been gentrified, but it's still Chocolate City. So there's stuff popping. You get to know your favorite DJ. You know what I mean? Get to know your favorite artist. Be a roadie. I don't know. There's stuff you can do. Be a photographer. Be a videographer. You know, there's stuff you can figure out in this area. You'll connect with this. There's a community here. So even though the infrastructure's not here from the labels, the community is here. There's artists here, like crazy artists out here.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up. That should be mentioned like that. Yeah. There's crazy artists out here. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
There's good ones
too. I know too many.
There's some good ass artists out here. Yeah.
So what has been maybe your most favorite? I know there's probably tons, but what's one of your most favorite moments being DJ Boss Player?
All right, I got it. So I didn't even know he was coming to town, but LeBron James was coming to town.
Okay.
And apparently it was a hot ticket. And usually I feel like a lot of DJs. I was working with a promoter at the time. Yeah. A lot of DJs are probably hitting him up like, "Yo, can I DJ?" But he hit me up. I didn't even know it was coming. I was like, "Yeah." So I got to be the opening. I got to be the opening DJ.
Wow.
At Sax Lounge.
Oh yeah, I love Sax.
So for LeBron. It was sold out. You know how usually when there's a party, people aren't there until like 12, 12:30? Nah, I started playing at 10. They was in there at 10:05. Like, it was retarded.
Right. Like, where did that happen at? For LeBron party?
And I was turning up. I was killing that thing. And I finished my set, and I met LeBron and everything. I didn't get no pictures, though.
Wow.
But so I have no proof. But I lost the flyer, too. Thank you. I lost the flyer.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
And I remember I'm at the bar just drinking. This guy's like, "Hey, man, you really know how to make the crowd move." I was like, "Yo, that's all I need, bro."
That's it. Wow. Wow. Yeah. A lot of this business, would you say, is affirming yourself?
Yeah, because I don't think I'm good somehow. I might have imposter syndrome. Like, I really think I do. Like, I be in there like to me, every night I'm surprised I did what I did. I think that's what makes me succeed, though, in a way. So I maybe not want to change my perspective or my attitude. Because I'd be like, "Oh, man, I got to make these people turn up. Let me get all these records together. Let me get focused. Let me make sure this is there. And then it's game time. You got to perform. You know what I mean? And you just got to read the room, read the crowd. Yeah. That's my favorite aspect of DJing. Is you gotta be the master of the moment. You just gotta read the room, and you gotta figure it out. Yeah. That's the art form right there.
Yeah.
And then put all these little pieces together in your mind and you end up creating like a musical soundtrack landscape. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you change their whole emotion based on what you're doing. And at the end of the night, they just sweat it up, and they're like, "Yo, I had a great freaking time."
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know you killed it.
Yes, yes.
You know, and all the girls was dancing all night. That's how you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. What is what would you say to the kid who's coming up at University of Maryland, who's in that old radio station? It was beat up. I don't know if it still looks that way. I remember growing up seeing everything on the walls.
And they renovated it, man.
Oh,
all the signatures are gone. And they said if you sign the walls, if you write on the walls, you lose your show. They messed up. They gotta let you write on the walls.
It's gotta be colorful.
Yeah, they gotta let them write on the walls.
Graffiti, we need it.
I'm about to make a petition.
Yeah, that's right.
Write on the walls.
They should let you put the first. Yeah. We have a whole writing party on there.
Yeah.
But what would you say to that kid who's coming up, who's doing another hip hop corner or Boss Hog Radio?
Honestly, I say do whatever you want. Like, don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do. I didn't listen to anybody. I just figured it out. So if you want advice, I can give you advice, but just do what feels right to you. Like, do whatever you want, bro. And have fun. You know.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Boss Player. I appreciate
Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. The stories, everything that you told us today. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I appreciate y'all very, very much.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I'm humbled and grateful for the invite.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're so glad to have you. When Steve was like, "Yeah, I got Boss Player," I was like, "Cool, this is dope." Yeah, it's a gem. It's a DC gem.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for this.